What's good, YouTube? It's your boy HT300 up in this piece. What's happening with y'all? What's popping? So with it. So with it. But yeah, we're here again for part 2, UFC edition. Sorry to say, there's no Ronin. He had to get that paper. He had to go to work, get that money. I ain't mad at him. Hopefully he'll be back next week. So, this video, just you and me. Real personal. You know what I mean? Just you and me and UFC. Let's get real intimate here. Just you and me, maybe a little bit of John Jones, maybe a little bit of DC, maybe a little bit of Amanda Nunes, maybe a little bit of, Usma, maybe a little bit of who else? Henry Cejudo, that cringy mother freaker, man. So, anyway, today's topics, very simple topics. We're going to hit up the UFC champions. We're going to go one by one. Last video, me and Ronin hit the surface. It's just a little bit of the iceberg surface with John Jones. I want to go a little bit more deep with him and the way he fights and who could beat him. Because right now I feel like he's pretty invincible right now. So no further ado, let's get it popping. The first on my list, the almighty, the great DC, Daniel Cormier. Let's get on him, man. He has a fight coming up, UFC 241. All right, which I'm going to is over in Anaheim, Honda Center. He's going against Stipe. Now, the first fight, you guys probably already know, DC won. How did he win? I felt that DC came back to his home, which was the heavyweight division. Because in Strikeforce he was heavyweight, and he was shitting on all the other heavyweights. But then he came to the UFC, and his boy Cain Velasquez, unfortunately he was in his prime, so DC felt that he didn't want to fight his friend for the title. Him and Cain are very good friends, so he felt that it was best for him just to drop down a weight class. Little did he know, a beast was down there in John Jones. Daniel Cormier, he came from Strikeforce. He came, for me, he came with so much hype. He came with so much skill. And I know they're in different weight classes, but him and Khabib, their wrestling is top notch. You can get a higher tier of wrestling than Khabib and DC, and they're good friends too. They're sparring partners. You know what I mean? So iron sharpens iron. So DC came down there, man, and he fought John Jones, man. Fought him twice. He lost twice. The second one was kind of up in the air. John Jones on steroids. Did the steroids actually did that coke and drugs, whatever, actually help him win against DC? You know what I mean? So I feel that DC took an L. He took an L by going down there to light heavyweight, cutting all that weight that had to take a toll on his body. You know what I mean? I felt that if he had stayed in heavyweight, he would have been undefeated. But again, Cain Velasquez up there, man. He needed to, for his friend, go down. DC is a smart fighter. DC is a technical fighter. He's not all ground and pound, lay on you, rest on you. You know what I mean? He can stand with you. You know, he can submit you. You know, he could just tire you out. His takedowns are phenomenal. You know, when he fought Derek Lewis. Like Derek Lewis is a big scary man. He's a big scary man. Same thing with Bigfoot Silva in Strikeforce. That's a big scary man. And he dropped him. DC is a future Hall of Famer in my eyes. Because not only what he's doing in the UFC, but what he's doing in the octagon. He's a good father. I seen him with his kids. He's a good father. He's a stand-up guy. It's just Jones just bring out the evil in him. You know what I mean? Like Jones just bring out the negativity of him. You know, because DC knows like this kid John Jones had it all, and just made bad decisions, and just ruined his career for the most part. Jones was back, you know, but for the most part, he ruined his career. All right, that's just a little bit of a backstory on DC, you know, just from my knowledge. Now, him going into the rematch with Stipe. Stipe, when I first seen Stipe fight him, his first fight, I'm like, dang, DC big. DC gained weight. Yeah, he got a little pot belly, man. Like, but he looks stocky. Stipe can't hold him up. He can't take him down. He can't wrestle him. He can't outpower him. Until I seen them in the ring, and when Stipe put DC up against that cage, lifted him off his feet, because DC's only like 5'11" with shoes on. He about a good 5'10". Stipe, if I recall, he's like what, 6'3", 6'4". So that and his wide stature, I was afraid for DC. You know, I'm like, because I was at that time I was anti Stipe, because he had a long streak. You know, it's for me, if you got a streak, I want to see the underdog come in and take that away. You know, no, I love seeing underdogs, you know, win. You know, so I felt that DC coming into this fight, he was the underdog. You know, and I felt that Stipe had the technique. He had the power too. But DC had that wrestling. So when I seen him hold DC up against that cage, I'm like, oh, this is about to be a long night for DC. You know, and then, you know, some say the eye poke, because he did if I recall, poke Stipe in his eye. You know, if it was intentional, I don't know. It's a fight. Shit happens. You know, but you could tell after the eye poke, Stipe wasn't the same. He got into that clinch, that grappling, and then he caught a punch right in the face, knocked him out. So it was a little bit of luck, I think, for DC part, you know, because it is a UFC fight. One punch can end the whole night, especially at heavyweight. You know, so I wasn't expecting that fight to end that way, but it did. And I was happy for DC because he was the underdog. DC, he a stand-up guy, but the one thing that I don't like in a UFC fighter, a la Mighty Mouse, is when you run from a fight. That's what I don't like. That's what I don't appreciate, my dude. DC ran from that Stipe rematch for a long time. Oh, let me fight Derek Lewis? DC? Derek freaking Lewis? Are you serious? Oh, you want John Jones to come up to heavyweight so you can fight him at John Jones coming to heavyweight? I feel in my heart, if John Jones go to heavyweight, DC will murk John Jones. That's how I feel. The weight cut on these fighters takes a toll. You can't just simply lose freaking 30 pounds in 1 week and be okay. That's not healthy. DC will come into that fight with John Jones at heavyweight and be healthy, hydrated, strong, and he will take John Jones down and he will ground and pound him. That's what I feel. So him wanting John Jones to take that fight heavyweight, that was kind of a P move. That was kind of a little CC move. That the fight that fans wanted to see, that I wanted to see, was that Stipe rematch. Because Stipe is a true heavyweight. He ain't the biggest, but he has that frame. He's a freaking firefighter, bro. That firefighter strength, you know. So I was hoping for this fight to happen way sooner than it did, but I'm glad it's happening. Next month on August 17th, I will be there live. My pick to win is Stipe. I feel that he learned from his mistakes. I felt that Stipe was surprised by DC's clinch work. I feel that I don't want to say he underestimated DC, but I feel that Stipe was on this win streak. He was feeling unbeatable. You know, he was feeling like he's untouchable. Taking out, man, he took off some fire heavyweights, man. Like I don't know what I think he holds the longest defending streak in heavyweight, defending the title. I believe that's his now. I believe. So I don't want to say, you know, he was training very hard for DC, but I could tell he was kind of taking him lightly a little bit. So this fight, he's more focused. Stipe, he's more determined. He's hungry. A la GSP when he fought freaking Matt Serra. GSP was on top of the world before he fought Matt Serra. He thought he was untouchable. But Serra came in there, gave him that 4-piece. He lost. That was an upset. That was maybe the most highest upset in UFC history. But GSP falls way back to the top, came back, and he murked Matt Serra. He murked him. So I got a feeling it's gonna be the same way with Stipe. He's going go in there, learn from his mistakes. Hopefully he gets better with that clinch work because DC in that clinch when he fought John Jones. See, that's what DC does. DC always fight taller men. Stipe, John Jones, Derek Lewis, Gustafson. You know, so he adapted to find a taller guy with longer range. You know, that don't stop DC. You know, he gets you that clinch, uppercuts, hit that mouth. You know, so I feel that Stipe he has the knowledge. Okay, look at that film. What did I do wrong? What did I do right? Improve on that. Make what I did right better. Maybe Stipe comes in, just try to take DC down. Who knows? You know, surprise DC, because DC thinks that nobody can take him down. DC thinks that he's the best wrestler in the UFC. Case maybe he is, you know, but maybe Stipe surprises him, you know. So that's what I'm going for. I'm going for Stipe because I feel that he's hungry. So that's who's gonna take DC out. Stipe. You heard it here first. I'm calling it now. What round? Round 3. Round 3 TKO by Stipe. Are you heard it here? All right. On to the next champion. We already spoke on Jones a little bit. We're going him a little bit later. Now, let's go to middleweight. Robert Whittaker. For me, this guy came out of nowhere. I wasn't really checking for him. I'm like who is this? Who this Australian dude? Like he sound cool. You know, he had a few wars. You know, his fights with Yoel were iconic. He showed me that he could fight with the best in the business. Yoel, when he beat Yoel, knowing it was a close fight, but when he beat Zachary Souza is that dude. It's a shame that he never got a title shot. It's a shame that he got a little bit too old for the sport. You know, because I was looking for him to get a title shot like 2-3 years ago. He never got one. He was a very skilled fighter. He involved his game. He was all ground game. I remember playing freaking UFC the game and seeing Souza's submissions being 100. Bro, if you're on a game and you have 100 submission and I fight against you, I'm not going to the ground, bro. You can have full stamina, my guy, and he will submit you full stamina. You're done, you know? So Robert came in there, took out Souza. He came over there, took out Yoel. You know, I'm not sure if he fought shoot, that one guy. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. Uh-oh, drawing a blank. The one wrestler in middleweight, it's kind of chubby. I forgot his name. I'll get back to you on that. Robert is a good fighter. He just get hurt. He doesn't get hurt. You know, I feel he's like the should I say the Derrick Rose of the UFC, the Rob Gronkowski of the UFC. You know, he's a great fighter. Just get hurt. Now, Robert's going against some young fire. He going against a hungry bull in Israel Adesanya. Israel surprised me. He surprised me a lot. I felt that he was just all stand-up guy. No ground game. No takedown defense. I wasn't really checking for him like that until he got a few fights under his belt. Yeah, the fight with Anderson Silva. Silva is past his prime. I don't count that fight, but he did beat the Spider. It looked like a bit of a sparring match to me when he fought Derek Bronson, I believe, the guy with the good wrestling or the okay wrestling. So they put Israel up against people that they think he can't win against, and he's winning, and he's beating these guys. You know what I mean? It feels that Israel, his stand-up, let's say his stand-up is a mix between Anderson Silva and, dare I say, John Jones. He's a hybrid between those two cats. And to be put in the same breath, in the same company with those two people, John Jones and the Spider Silva, that right there, give it up, bro. Because I could tell you're putting in work in the gym. You know, you're 5 rounds of fighting in the octagon. That's one thing, but the months and months of preparation. You know, he talks confident. He's not cocky. He's confident. It's a fine line between confidence and cockiness, and he rides that line perfectly. So I feel that Robert, I don't want to say who's the underdog in this fight. I would say just off of resume, just off of fighting resume, Israel is the underdog coming in. Skill wise, I give the skill to Israel. Robert's no slouch though either. Robert has good footwork. So does Israel. You know, for me, the fight will take place if Robert takes him down. If he takes Israel down, we can finally get to see his ground game. Israel's ground game, because so far we haven't seen that much of it. You know, and I would like to see him get tested on the ground. You know, I want him to become that well-rounded fighter that I know he can be. You know, he's a nice up-and-comer, bro. Like he's gonna be something. Even if he loses against Robert, he's young. He's a young dog, a young gun, a young hound. You know, a little Padawan, but has the potential to be one of the greats. And Robert has his hands full. So Robert needs to not take him lightly. He needs to really train his ass off for this fight. Don't be like, oh, he's young. Oh, okay. I'll steamroll through him. I got this in the bag. Because if you go in there with that mindset, you will lose, bro. Period. So, yeah. That's it for the middleweights. Now, let's go to the welterweight division. I like this division. This, by far, for me, is the best division besides from lightweight. And we're gonna get to them next. Besides from lightweight, welterweight got some hitters in there. Now, let's get on the UFC champion. Kamaru Usman. When I seen Usman get into that cage, that octagon, with Tyron Woodley, Usman was jacked. Usman was a freaking tank. Woodley looked a bit on the fat side. He was a little bit chubby. He had girth. He had muscle. But he was chubby. I'm like, okay. Woodley, he got this. Haven't seen him been dominated since when he fought Roy McDonald. He hasn't lost. He's freaking just one-shotted freaking Lawler. Okay, he got this. Me, personally, I know that well of Usman. I know he had a good ground game. I know his wrestling was A1. That's all I already knew. Okay, I'm like, okay. He's gonna Tyron gonna keep backing up, and then wait for that hook. But nah, Usman got a hold of Tyron. Usman got a hold of Woodley, and he didn't let go. I was waiting 5 rounds for Woodley to do something. He didn't seem like himself. And people say, oh, someone right with Woodley. Maybe he was injured. Maybe, he didn't want to say. Maybe he was sick. His mind wasn't there. Nah. Usman laid that smacker down on Tataz. I can't even be mad. Usman deserved that title that night. He was the better fighter that night. His wrestling, his pressure, his forward pressure, and yet I know Woodley, he's known for backing up, waiting for that counter. He did the same thing in this fight. He backed up. He kept backing up, but Usman kept following him. He kept clinching him, dirty boxing. I don't know how many shots to the body Woodley took from Usman. Every time Usman got into that clinch with him, he kept hitting that body. He kept doing hard uppercuts to that body. And every time he hit that body, Woodley jumped. He jumped. I'm like, this is not good for Woodley. This is not good. And this happened for 5 rounds. I don't recall if it was round 2 or 3, but it was one part where Usman took Woodley down. He threw him down. When have you guys ever seen Woodley get thrown down? You see him throw down guys. You never see him get thrown down. And Usman stayed. Yeah, he lay and pray. Usman lay and pray. People say his fight style was boring. I say it's safe. People go into this UFC. Number 1 rule is to hit and not to get hit. Usman, wrestlers, that's why wrestlers, period, that's the best discipline you can have. Wrestling. Once you get into somebody's face, once you grab their body and not let go, they don't like that. Once you get into their personal space and make them go to where that they don't want to go, you already won't have to battle. If you keep taking this guy down every round for 4 rounds, and you go into that 5th round, what the guy's thinking about? The guy thinking about one thing: him getting taken down again. He's already worried. If you get into a fighter's head already, you won over half the battle. So that's what Usman did. Usman applied that pressure to Willie. Willie couldn't stop it. Some say he threw the fight. I say he just got outclassed. He just got taken down by the better wrestler. Usman was in better shape. He was better stamina. His will to win was greater than Willie's. His hunger. He that boy looked like he haven't ate in months. Mindset wise, his face. He looked determined, So, as far as Usman being a champion, I feel like he's gonna be a champion for a very long time. Let's look at some of his contenders. We got the loudmouth Kobe Covington. Covington, he a shit talker, but he can back it up. Covington can back up his shit talk. That's one thing he has. Skill. There's him. There's Robbie Lawler. Some say he's getting kind of old. Some say he's going past his prime. But when he fought Ben Erskine, Earthstech, you guys know what I'm talking about. He looked like a freaking beast. He looked possessed. He looked better than he did 10 years ago. He looked way better. Robbie Lawler. So he gotta Usman gotta worry about him. Maybe a rematch with Willie. We got Jorge Masvidal. Jorge, don't sleep on Jorge. Yeah, he's kind of small, but yeah, he's not as strong or as big as other welterweights. If you ask me, he could be a good lightweight. He'll be an awesome lightweight. I feel like his frame is ain't that big for the the Tyrants, the Usmans, the Lawlers, Perfect. But he has that fight. Jorge has that fight in him, and he has a charisma. He a talker too, but he's a confident talker. He's a bro, like if you and me, bro, ain't doing talking, bro. Other than we're talking in the ring, all that. If I come to you and you talking that Twitter talk, and I come to you as a man, and you're on hush mode, you're a bitch. He's about that life. He grew up fighting, and sometimes those are the best fighters, the fighters that had to fight through life, and that's why Brazilians are great fighters, because they come from freaking Brazil, and all they do is fight to survive, and that's why there's so many Brazilian fighters out there that are great, a la Amanda Nunes. We gon' just get to hurt a little bit, hopefully. So yeah, Usman got he has people, he has sharks at his toes right now. Don't get too comfortable with that belt, man. Even though my heart wants him to lose, because I just think that he plays it too safe for me, like a little bit too safe. I want him to take chances, like GSP. You guys know from last video, he's my favorite fighter, period. But after he got knocked out by Matt Serra, he changed his ways. He started taking people down more. He started playing it safe. Yeah, he still won fights, but he started playing it safe, and that tells me that you're scared. That tells me you're going into a fight worried. And I don't like that. You're a UFC fighter, and I get it. You're human too. I get it, but you're also a UFC fighter, and us fans pay good money. I'm paying good money right now to go to UFC 241. And I just don't want to see somebody just lay and pray. No, if you're gonna lay down on, punch him, move, advanced positions. Don't just lay and pray and just do a little jab here and there and just stay on top. And I feel that's what Usman might be heading towards. So that's it on Usman. Usman tight. Some say he's a born fighter. I can't really dispute that. We're gonna head on and do 2 more weight classes, champions. We're gonna do lightweight, and we're gonna do featherweight, man's featherweight. Let's go to lightweight. Is there anything else to be said about lightweight, bro? Lightweight has some killers in it too. Lightweight is, for me, the second most deepest division in the UFC right now. And Khabib is at the forefront. Khabib is at he is on the Mount Rushmore of the lightweight division. And honestly, nobody's stopping him except one person. We'll get to him a little bit later. Khabib has ran through everybody besides La Quinta. And La Quinta took that fight short notice. And he went head-to-head with Khabib. That was the only person that he went head-to-head with, if I recall. Besides that, Khabib can be stopped. People, I hate this. People hype up Conor McGregor so much. Because he hypes himself up. I get it. He got a mouthpiece. That mouthpiece got him millions in that Floyd fight in boxing. He got pieced up, and Floyd pieced him up. Rightfully so. He pieced him up. But that mouthpiece got him there. Same way that mouthpiece got him to fight Khabib. Khabib ain't a talker. Khabib, I say over the years, Khabib got a little cocky. He got a little cocky. Khabib, but he earned that cockiness for me. He earned that shit because of who he beat and how he beat him. The way Khabib beats guys, it hurts my soul. It gets me mad for the guys that he's beating. It's so bad. He takes you down. First of all, he mixes up his striking. He strikes like a wild man. He goes in and just strikes because he know, for one, you're gonna have to defend your face, and then once you defend your face, you're going for a takedown. Once he get a hold of you, he ain't letting go. Once he get a hold of you, you're going down for the most part. He goes at you with these crazy looping punches, and you're forced to defend yourself. He knows that you can't take him down. He knows this. He's putting pressure on you. Once you get on that ground, you're staying on that ground. What he does is, and he doesn't even go for full mount. I feel that he feels that full mount is not as good as that half guard. Half guard against that cage, and he holds one of your hands behind your back. He grabs your hand behind your back and he holds it there. He turned men into boys real quick. I remember when he fought Michael Johnson. Shout out to Michael Johnson, because he took a beating, but he didn't quit. Even though Khabib said, "Bro, you should quit," he talked to his opponent. Bro, quit, just quit. You know you shouldn't be here. You know it's my time. You know I deserve this win. Just quit. He talks to you when he's beating your ass. You know he's that cocky confident. He can't. Nobody can touch him. Nobody can touch him. Who's out there? Cerrone can't touch him. Conor with all his hype, all show and no go, all of his money, all of his freaking whiskey, all of his nice cars, all of his freaking Lamborghinis, all of his yachts, all of his mink, his 1K sunglasses couldn't beat Khabib. Nobody, as of today, can beat Khabib except one person. One person, I feel in my heart, can beat Khabib. And I'm pretty sure you guys gonna comment. I'm pretty sure. Let me say who this person is. Tony El Kakui Ferguson. El Kakui Ferguson will be the first man to beat Khabib, the Eagle Nurmagomedov. And I'm pretty sure I ain't the only one that feels this way. Khabib, his style is so aggressive. He just goes forward. That's his style. Tony eats that up. Tony is the only man that I would not fear if he get taken down by Khabib. Tony is so fluid off of his back. He's so slippery. He has so many submissions off of his back. Let's go stand up. Tony stand up. I know it's not saying much, but Tony stand up is light years ahead of Khabib. This is the perfect matchup for Tony, knowing that Khabib is, you know what he's gonna do. You know what Khabib is gonna do. You just know it. he is going to throw punches for about a good 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and then take you down, and then try to ground and pound you. So you being Tony, you're going to work off your back 95% of this training camp, and I don't blame him. Tony knows what's coming, and yeah, y'all can say, well, every fighter knows what's coming. They still can't stop Khabib. Khabib unstoppable. He can't be stopped. Tony will be the first real black belt BBJ. Like real, like legit fighter he will fight. I predict Khabib's going to take him down. He going to take Tony down. But that's when the fight gets interesting. That's when the fight gets, that's when I put my pizza down. That's when I put my tacos down. That's when I put my popcorn down. That's when I put my Hennessy down and really get into this fight. The way that Tony moves off his back, the way his legs move, he's so slippery. And don't get it twisted. These guys will be slippery. The more slipperier they are, the harder it will be for Khabib to hold Tony down. Tony probably want to be there. He want to work off his back. He want to spin off his back. He want to give him a heel hook. He want to reverse him. Go for that rear naked. His Darth choke. He has a lot of submissions. So I feel that Khabib is the number one. By far, number one now. But after Khabib whoops Dustin Poirier, after he whoops him, because he will whoop him. It probably took him like 5 rounds, but he will whoop him. Khabib will take down Dustin, ground and pound, more the same. Dustin barely beat freaking Max Holloway. I'm just throwing it out there. Dustin barely beat Max Holloway. I'm going to just let that sink in right there. All right. So, after he beats Dustin, Tony will get a shot. And he'll be the first person to take out Khabib. Again, you heard it here first. Khabib's days are numbered. Tony is licking his chops. He is going for Khabib. That's how I feel. This video is why I love UFC. It's so unpredictable, I'm here talking about champions, talking about predictions, talking about who's gonna be who, all stuff. But I could go watch a freaking fight right now, and it could be underdog, or an extreme underdog, and he can go in there and straight school that champion. Case in point, Hannibal Barrow, TJ Dillashaw. Hannibal Barrow and TJ, that fight, their first fight, TJ's footwork, oh my God. That is why I have that passion for the UFC. 2 men get into that ring and seeing who's the better man. Period. All that bullshit aside. All that shit talking. All that Twitter talking. Nah, bruh. Get into that ring and show me. This man is trying to take food off your kid's plate. If I was a fighter, That's what I would think. I would go in there. This man is trying to kill me. I gotta survive by any means necessary. You know what I mean? That's why I commend these fighters. They have, no matter what they say, what's going on, they have courage enough to step in that octagon and put their lives on the line. You could die in there. You could legit die in that octagon. But they have that courage. They have that they have that passion to go in there and put their lives on the line. I commend them for that. Period. So shout outs to all the UFC fighters, Bellator, Strikeforce, Pride, way back then. You know, I just love the UFC for that fact. You know, just two men going. Who's the better man? Period. All right. That being said, you know I'm rambling and shit. That being said, let's hit this last weight class for the night. Featherweight. Max Holloway. I'ma just talk about him. I'm gonna talk about Brian Ortega. You know, and I'm just weigh in on these two guys. Oh, Frankie Yeager, Frankie, the ageless wonder, and cardio still legit. Still got that boxing, still got that footwork. I'll never forget when he just schooled BJ Penn. He schooled him 2 fights. He schooled him, you know. And that was the passing the passing of the torch, you know. And surprisingly, BJ is still fighting, and I don't know why. I mean, for a paycheck. I mean, this guy. I love BJ Penn. I love him. He's one of the pioneers. He's one of the big, I'd say the big 5 that started off the UFC that got them on the map. But bro, please, if you're watching this video, please retire. Please, you're in the Hall of Fame. I'm pretty sure you're in the Hall of Fame. Retire, BJ Penn. Retire, please. Back to Max Holloway. Max is special. I'm not gonna lie. I doubted Max on a number of occasions, especially when he fought Aldo. That first fight, I remember at work. I betted the coworker $100, I believe, because I'm going off the hype of Aldo. I'm going there like, man, Aldo, bro, he still got it. Aldo still got it. And then my coach was like, hey man, Max though, man, Max is good. I don't know, man. I'm like, man, but it's Jose Aldo. It's Jose freaking Aldo. Like, come on, man. He was like, okay, bet me. I bet him. I lost. I was pissed. Max is special. Max has the ultimate combo. He has cardio, and he has combos. He could slip and rip. He gets hit, but he slips and rip. His cardio is second to none. He never gets tired. He will, and that goes to him not throwing everything into his punches. He don't gotta hit you with that knockout blow He ain't about that life. Remember, he blessed. He will hit you with about a good 100 strikes though, and that they will wear on you. You get to the third, fourth round, you gassed. When he fought Brian Ortega came in that fight with some hype. I love T-City. He's from LA. You know? He's from here. I remember when I went to UFC, I forgot. The UFC where John Jones fought DC 2. I was there. Brian fought somebody. I'm like, okay, who's this guy? Who this guy? He look okay. He got some swag to him. He got some charisma to him. You know, that submission game, that guillotine. It's like a vice grip. You know, and then he freaking took out Frankie Yeager with a freaking. He knocked out Frankie. So Max. Brian came in with some hype. Most Def had some hype. Max Holloway scored him. It seemed like Brian Ortega was an amateur. Max made Brian look like a freaking amateur. Yeah, Brian got some hits in. But remember, that's not his element. He stood up with him the whole time. He stood up with Max. Brian's not a striker. He's a submission. He's a grappler. You know? BJJ. So Max forced Brian to stand with him, and Max pieced him up. Max pieced up freaking Brian. Max pieced up freaking Jose twice. He could have beat Dustin, but Dustin was the bigger fighter. But he was doing the same thing with freaking Dustin. He wasn't getting tired. Combos. He was not getting tired and combos, but this Dustin was the bigger guy. He was landing the harder punches. You know? I don't see nobody beating Max. And Max is facing Frankie next. 240. I don't get that. I don't see Frankie doing anything to Max Holloway. I'm calling it now. Max Holloway, TKO, second round. I would say first, but hey, I'm giving Frankie some credit because he is a legend. You know, he has a chin, he has stamina too, but I just feel like Max is just gonna put that pressure, and then he's gonna get knocked out. Second round. These fighters, every UFC champion has an it factor. That's why they're champions. Max Holloway's it factor, besides his fighting skill, it's his freaking charisma. It's his freaking demeanor. He's blessed. You know, if you're blessed, that can't go wrong. Yeah, he lost to Dustin, bigger fighter, out of his weight class. Yeah, I get it. But in his natural weight class, in the class that he cuts down to, featherweight, nobody's beating him. Put in a comment who you think could beat Max. Put in a comment who you think could beat Usman. Put in a comment if DC beat Stipe, who could beat Stipe. Put in the comments who could beat John Jones. And for him, the easy answer is going to be Johnny Walker. Is there anybody else besides Johnny Walker? Because Walker's tight, but he hasn't fought nobody. And yeah, he has footwork. Johnny Walker's a good fighter, but he don't have that experience. When you fight Jones, you gotta have experience. So I'm not ruling. I'm not putting him into the he can just shit on John Jones. I'm not putting him there yet. People say Thiago Santos, but with his knee, MCL, ACL, all that stuff, torn this, torn that, bone bruise, missing bone marrow, all that stuff, he might go be able to walk until a freaking year. So that's out the question. Some say John Jones should move up. I say he should stay right where he's at. People come to him. Yeah, he cleaned out his division. Yeah, DC's up there in heavyweight, but I don't think that's smart for John Jones. I think John Jones will go up there, face DC, and he loses. So put in a comment who you think John Jones will lose against. Put in the comments, do you really think it's time for John Jones to leave light heavyweight and go to heavyweight and probably not face DC? Probably face a low ranking heavyweight. Put in the comments. Put in the comments who he thinks is going to win versus Whittaker in Israel. Put in the comments. If you truly think that Dustin can beat Khabib, put that in the comments. Just flood the comment section, and then give me ideas on things that we can talk about for other videos, because this UFC shit ain't going away. It's only going to get better. I'm going to load this freaking table up with freaking UFC heads, and we're going to dive in to this piece. Again, you'll see my passion. I can't wait to do this, another video next week, Tuesday or Wednesday. It depends on the upload speed of Jody Joe. So yeah, that's it for now. We're going to end this stream on that note. Next stream, I will tackle more of the champions. I will tackle, Amanda Nunes. I'm going to tackle Henry Cejudo. I'm going to tackle, even though she ain't champion, Thug Rose, even though she ain't champion, Cyborg. We're going to dive in more deeply next week. Every week it's gonna get deeper and deeper. I'm gonna teach y'all something, and I'm gonna get taught something. You guys gonna teach me something. I need this to flow. I need this UFC channel, UFC video to grow, to keep growing. I need you guys to make that happen. We can bounce off ideas off each other, back and forth, you feel me? So yeah, let me end this stream real quick, and next week hopefully we have more people, more fire. But yeah, this is the UFC, the dark side of the UFC in this piece. And I'm HT300. Suck with it. And we out.